Good Monday morning, everyone. Lisa Wilkins here, Director of Training for BNI Massachusetts. And today I wanted to talk to you about being proactive versus reactive. So we all have qualities and traits that have us be more one than the other, and maybe even sometimes depending on the situation. And so I wanted to look at how we do that in life, how we do that in our business, and then how, what I see as how BNI has actually done this. And so if you think about way back in March, this has been the longest spring ever. But if you think back in March when we actually had to shut everything down, some of us not working at all in the same way that we were, and certainly everyone being at home. So if you have a family, your kids are home, your spouse is home, your significant other is home. And so were you proactive in that? And did you say to yourself, to your family, okay, we need to figure out how we're all going to have space to be productive. We're all going to have space to be reflective, and we're all going to have space, period. How can we do that? Or were you reactive and you were like, I'm just going to take my laptop in the closet. I need some space, and this is where my space is going to be. So when you think about like how you can be proactive or reactive to something, it can make a big impact on the outcome in the long run. And we do the same things in our businesses. Business starts to really pick up. Maybe you joined BNI and all of a sudden you had 3 times the clients. Well, that's wonderful news. Were you proactive about that, or were you reactive about that? Were you thinking ahead, thinking, well, if I start to get busier, I'm going to start making more money, I can start hiring people? Or were you reactive and you were like, oh my God, I'm so busy, I have to leave BNI because I no longer have time for my meeting? So it's a very broad way of looking at things, and yet it's a very important micro way of looking at things, because how you react to one thing is very likely how you react to everything. We look at what's happening in the world today as far as how people are protesting. Do you protest by being reactive and go out and, burn a car, burn a house, do something that's destructive to another human being or another human being's property? Or are you proactive and you think, you know what, I can change the world by changing how I do things and how I teach my children to do things and how the people that I associate with. And I'm going to be proactive with that and make sure that my actions speak louder than my words. I would also like to point out that BNI as an organization has been incredibly proactive. I've said it in a few of my videos now, how they've taken the bull by the horns and they looked at, how do we meet? How do we continue to meet? Let's do an online platform. Let's keep making it better. Let's change our branding so that it reflects how we're moving forward. And so I invite you this week to look at yourself and how you personally, professionally, and within your BNI chapter do things. Are you proactive or reactive? And I invite you, before you go into that reaction, to sit with it and see how maybe you could spin it in a proactive way and make more of a difference in the world that we're in today. Because it's a wonderful world that we're in, and we make it that way. I look forward to seeing you guys next Monday. Have a great rest of your week.